welcome to the Liverpool Community Podcast. I'm your host, Chase Johnson Lynch, and we're at a bit of a crossroads here because we've already had the interview off camera. But, we figure we'll try it again on camera, and so I'm joined here by this fascinating person that I met at a local networking event. It's one of those things you never know who you're going to meet, and so I thought you should meet her as well. And I'm joined here by Nick Byrne. How you doing, Nick?
Hi, Chase. Nice to
You
meet
like
you.
Nick or Nicola or Nikki?
Do you know what? Anything. Nicola's my Sunday name, I guess. But let's be Nick today. Let's be Nick today.
Did I just call you Nick? Did I give you
You said
your name?
Nick, yeah. You said Nick.
No, I
so
know,
let's go
but
with
I
that,
thought
yeah.
it was okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Nicola Byrne.
Yeah.
How you doing? Now, basically, what's interesting about you, Nick, as I was taking it in, is that we're kind of like finding you at a crossroads. Where it's like you have years of experience, like involved in, funding and trade union and all this other kind of stuff. But right now, you're setting off with a new direction.
Yeah.
And that is this new project that you're involved with that you're so enamored by that you're self-funding it.
Uh-huh.
And it's called Girls Who Dream.
Girls with Dreams Club. And we did this before.
Bill?
We did this before.
No.
I ain't saving you this time.
No, okay.
Girls with Dreams Club, Chase. Take two.
There's no take two. That's just how it is. The Girls with
It's
Dreams.
cool. It's cool. What was your idea? Let's see what that one sounds like.
It's funny. Girls with Dreams Club.
Just tell the girls to change the website because we're rebranding already.
Yeah, which one is better, right? Girls with Dreams, Girls with Dreams. But basically, Girls with Dreams. Can you tell us what was the idea or the inspiration behind the Girls with Dreams Club?
Yeah, I think you've said I'm kind of what did you say? I'm at a bit of a crossroads, and I think you're right with that. I turned 50 earlier on this year, and I think whenever we get to these, when we get to these like milestone birthdays,
healthy skin. Just letting you know, because she looks great.
When we get to these milestone birthdays, I think there is a bit of a change in us, and you're right what you're saying. I've done lots of things in my career. I worked in the public sector for a long time, and also set up my own businesses at the same time.
Yeah.
And then about 12 years ago, when the recent government got in, the organisation that I was working for was abolished, or they were in the process of abolishing it, and I left, and I've been working full time on my businesses since then. But my early years were around public sector funding. I worked for the trade union movement for a long time, and I've always had my eye to kind of what's still going on in those worlds, if you like. So Girls with Dreams Club, I guess the best way to describe it, and we've talked about this off camera. I love my city. There's nowhere else that I'd want to live. I've worked in London, like commuting in. I spent a lot of time in London when I worked for TUC, but I just love Liverpool. I think we're very unique. I think we've got so many amazing qualities, and it is very much a big community. People will do you good before they will do you harm. And I'm thankful every day for the kind of, for my network within the city. It's helped me personally and it's helped me professionally. So the idea behind Girls with Dreams Club is almost like, we've got this amazing resource within the city. And one of the businesses that we run at the minute is called Mini Madams, which is a children's spa and party venue. And our customers are aged between about 3 and 11.
Yeah.
And it's mostly young girls. But we do, anyone is welcome at Mini Madams. But sort of being in contact with young people through Mini Madams, and also just being aware of kind of the pressures that young people are facing, in today's age, through, nieces, through friends who've got young children. I think there's a complex web, I think, of pressures. I think when we were young, they were still pressures. But I think, you know, the speed at which kind of technology, I think, has got a big part in the pressures that young people are facing. So the idea with Girls with Dreams, I am rambling, and I did warn you that I would ramble, so Chase, you need to keep me on track. But the idea with Girls with Dreams,
rude, like,
I know, I'll get to it.
Actually, she's jumping around to like topics of my question, but that's all right.
Sorry. Do you know what?
I swim through these things, but you know, hey, I'm allowed to be.
I warned you. I did warn you. I need to. Maybe you can help me.
All right.
Elevate
so
the pitch.
mini madams.
I need to elevate a pitch, and then just like
so,
you know.
So yeah. So mini madams, I thought was really interesting because you know, like you know, one of the things you described is like what you call the kindness catwalk.
Okay.
And everything,
yeah.
which I thought was really kind of interesting.
So Mini Madams is 6 years old now, and as I said, it's a children's spa and party venue, and it can sound a little bit fluffy and a bit superficial. You know, it's about the polish and the glitter, and it is. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna deny any of that. It's fun, and it's a place that young girls want to come. We do lots of crafts and stuff as well, and we have, you know, princesses and characters, but right from the beginning, we set out for it to be more than that. Yeah. And we would call it a spa with a purpose. So everything we do, we underpin by our values, which is around, you know, kindness, positivity, empowering young girls, getting them to feel more confident, talking about friendships and how important friendships are. So we have a catwalk in Minis where the children are able to go on it at the end of the party or at the end of their visit, and they all want to do this. My children included want this is a thing. Oh, I'd love to know it. I think it was Miley Cyrus or someone like that where it originated from. So we're like, yeah, that's fine, you can do that, you can come and pose on our catwalk, but we call our catwalk the kindness catwalk.
Nice.
So as you know, being given a compliment or being told something nice is a really nice feeling, but I think what tops that is actually giving that compliment and seeing how the person you've given it to reacts. That's an even nicer feeling, isn't it? So what we do as part of all our visits is at the end, the girls have to go down the catwalk and say what they love about the birthday girl. So it's Eva's birthday.
Oh, nice.
So they'll all walk down one by one and go, thank you, Eva, for having me at your birthday party. I love Eva, we've been friends since we were 6. Or I love Eva because she's really good at gymnastics, and Eva will stand there and Eva's mum will video it because I'm like, this is classic for the 21st birthday to come out and be replayed. And likewise, you know, we'll encourage Eva then to sort of speak to her mum and say, thank you, mum, or Kira, thank you for organising this party. And it's just, the party leaves on a high, and it's because of that, because it's about connection, it's about emotions, it's about just being kind to each other.
Well, it's good that you mentioned that because, you know, like, being the age group that you have been dealing with, you know, like, you know, once they turn 11, you know, as we all know, especially as parents, you know, our child now starts to move into those teen years where anxiety does start to rise. And, like, maybe you need to look at something different, like, one, the direction of where they're going, or two, what are they dealing with. And so that's where I felt that when you were talking about the girls. See, I have it written down, so I'm sorry. I keep saying the girls who dream. The girls with dream.
Girls Dreams Club.
The Dream Girls.
It's a musical,
yeah. But this is why 13 and 17, you're looking at a different level, but you're also looking at this is the next step for many madams, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you get a little bit more into them, into like, help in that direction, don't you? It
feels like a natural involvement for us. You know, we're lucky over the 6 years that we've had Minis that we've built up quite a good social media following. We're at nearly 20,000 followers on Instagram.
Wow.
So we're really, really proud of that. It was hard.
Madams?
Mini Madams is. And so we want to use that platform. We want to use the connections that we've made. Even just our database, we've been open 6 years. So if you think if someone come to us and they were 7, and 6 years later, they're going to be the group that we want to engage with through the Girls with Dreams project. They're on our database.
Yeah.
So
and they want to hang out and they want to continue to hang out.
Yeah. So, you know, and you know, it just felt like a natural evolution, if you like, for Minis. We've done some during the pandemic, we actually did, it was the first year of the pandemic, Children's Mental Health Week was about, I think it was about 3 weeks after lockdown. And what we did is we organised a whole week of activities online. So we tapped into some health and wellbeing practitioners in the city. We had some artists. We had a girl who's a chef. So they were basically taking over our Instagram, and we were just doing lots of different activities. So we did like a cooking with this, like, she was a bit of a celebrity chef. We had an artist come on, and he was like showing them how to draw, and everyone was doing it at home. We had like Keep Fit with Barbie. So we were bringing other entertainers who were in our mini madam space. So we just did a whole week of activities, which was around, it was because it was children's mental health, but for us, it was a way of us keeping engaged with our community. And then of an evening, we bring some health and wellbeing practitioners to give a little bit of guidance and support to parents who were kind of, dealing with this really, as we all were, challenging situation, but what support they could give to their children. So I think that was probably our first step into doing more and kind of going, well, okay, we've got this platform, people recognise us as a brand, how can we become more purposeful?
No, exactly. And that's where it was like, so let's set up something different for those when they get older, and where they could go into. But then that's where you start to look into like, more presentation stuff. Like bringing in like more positive leaders or workshops and stuff like that. But you also had some interesting names to things like how to be a boss mate. Like so how could I be a boss mate?
We've been thinking about how we pitch it. So I think the idea is that at the minute, because of social media, because of podcasts, a lot of the things are a lot more accessible. So access to neuroscience, access to things around biology, psychology, chemistry, all these things that actually we maybe turned our nose up at school. Yeah. Because it's kind of coming to us, on our phone now. It's like, oh, yeah. That actually, I understand that. Oh, that hormone makes me react in this way. Oh, that's what dopamine means. How can I control it? If I feel sad, actually, you can't have happy hormones and sad hormones at the same time. So if I put music on when I'm feeling sad, there's a life hack right there. I think we're able to get all this information a lot more easily, and that's amazing. But how much of it is accessible to young people? And also, are they able to absorb it, articulate it, and apply it? So what we want to do with Girls with Dreams Club is not dumb it down at all, but actually try and present it in a way that they'll want to engage with it, for one, because some of these concepts can sound a little bit theoretical and a bit highbrow. So you talked about be a boss mate. Yeah. So when we're talking about the subject areas that we want to cover with Mini Madams, one of the things that come up is healthy relationships. Now, if I said to a young person, come to a workshop about healthy relationships, do you think they'd all be like, oh yeah, where do I sign up? Yeah. But if we said to them,
kind of like sex education,
but if we said to them, this workshop's about how to be a boss mate, so it's quite colloquial, it's very Liverpool, because that's the other thing with Girls with Dreams Club. This isn't a national project. This is a Liverpool project where we're going to be bringing Liverpool people to support Liverpool young girls. It's very much, and we have our certain way of presenting things, don't we, and how we talk. So, boss is like, even if you don't want to say it, you end up throwing it into a conversation. Even if you intentionally say, I'm not going to say it, you do. So one of the workshops is how to be a boss mate. Yeah. And within that, we will talk about healthy relationships. We will talk about setting boundaries. We will start to look at, what a negative relationship and what a coercive relationship looks like, because I think that's dead important, that we're educating young people that, if someone says to you, don't wear that, staying with me. He's not necessarily doing, or they're not necessarily doing it because they love you.
Yeah.
They're doing it because they're wanting to control you. Mm-hmm. So again, you know, these are the kinds of subject matters that we'd like to, you know, talk about.
It's all the stuff that's relevant to young people though as well, isn't it? Because you probably also be dealing with like online awareness or cyber safety,
Totally.
you know, and everything. And but like by being colloquial, it's really good. The way like you know, like it's not like coming down; it's really raising up.
Totally. You've got to make. I mean, it's like, you know, school one of marketing, isn't it? Understand your audience and then make sure your pitch is relevant.
Yeah.
So it's not dumbing it down. It's just trying to make it engaging.
Yeah.
You know, it's like with our events, you know, we want to get personalities involved in our events. You know, we want to, you know, people who are on, who the children are following on, who the young people are following on TikTok and Instagram. We'd love them to get involved in the event, because if you can make it a little bit sexy, if you can make it engaging, oh, I'm coming because I want to see that person. But while they're there, we're actually talking about, you know, a little bit about mindset or meditation and breath work, and how, you know, you can self-regulate yourself when you're feeling a little bit stressed or when you're feeling a little bit nervous. So we're introducing them to these strategies by, you know, making it a little bit shiny. But that's just marketing, isn't it? You know.
No, exactly. And I mean, you know, you have an event coming up, you know, because you want to launch, you know, Girls with Dreams
Club. We're there.
It's close.
3, 4, 6. Just 4 words, yeah?
Brand awareness.
We'll put it on the screen, okay? If he can't pronounce it, we'll get it.
Yeah, thanks, Phil. Thanks. We always do that, Phil. Thanks. So on November 25th,
Yes.
You want to launch the Girls with Dreams Club, an event at Blackburn House.
Yes.
And everything like that. And like, even though you already have kind of like your built-in audience of young girls coming in, you're looking to expand that.
Yeah, so we're going to be running the event at Blackburn House, and I am really happy that it's going to take place there, because there's a lot of synergy with the history of that building.
Yeah,
you know, it's a women's education. It was a young girls' school, so it couldn't be more fitting. And they're supporting us in terms of, like, you know, giving us the venue. Not at the corporate rates, let's just say. So yeah, my vision for the day is that you see a lot of these like wellness retreats, don't you? And also, you know, motivational speakers where people are paying, like, you know, a lot of money to go and be motivated. Gabby Bernstein, a lot of my friends have travelled down to London to see her, and I'm like, wouldn't it be brilliant if we could do a version of that for young people? So it's very inspiring, it's very motivating, but it's also there's a self-development element to it. So they're learning new concepts, theories, new life hacks. But, well, you know, my vision is that they will leave the day feeling inspired and have learned some new things that they could then start to.
Well.
Yeah, so on the day, we've got 2 speakers. We've got Bo Kearns, who's a professional footballer, and she plays for Liverpool and she plays for England. She's a local girl, and, you know, she's it's like cliche when you go, oh, they're so inspiring, but she is. You know, her story, her dedication to her profession, and her honesty about what it takes to be a professional athlete. You know, I think it's going to be a great talk. And we've also got Francesca Kearns, who is a fashion designer. She set up her own label when she was 23. Again, a local girl. So we've got those 2 coming to talk about, like, their careers, and we've got tons of other positive leaders who want to be involved in future events, but we couldn't do it all in one day.
Right.
So this is our kind of launch event, but we've got, you know, lots of other events in the pipeline. Maybe not to the scale of a full day event. They might just be like a couple of hours workshops after school. Yeah. And we've also got lots of venues who've offered their space for us to run these, you know, probably in the new year now. So you've mentioned the arts. You know, we would very much like to do one around the creative industries, the arts, where we could have people from that industry come and talk about how they got into that career. And we don't want it to be like, go this college, go on this course. We want it to be like the wider stuff, the softer stuff. So, you know, what maybe like volunteering roles could you get into which are going to put you in good stead for a career in this industry? What podcasts should you be listening to? What books should you be reading? You know, who should you be following online if you want to get into this industry? So maybe not the stuff that you're told in school, which I think maybe more around, you know, you need to do this course, you need to follow this path. And then also sharing with them the ups and downs of that, you know, of that journey. You know, when I was chatting to Beau about the event, you know, she was, you know, I had to sacrifice a lot growing up. There was things, parties I couldn't go to, you know, other thing, you know, trips I couldn't attend because I was training. Being honest about that, and also what are the setbacks that they've had, because not, you know, it's not a linear. No one's linear. No one's journey is linear, is it? You know, there's the, you know, we go off, we get knocked back, we get back up. So talking about the behaviours and the values that got them to where they were, and not necessarily the qualifications.
Well, you know, I have a great young girl story. In the creative arts and stuff, you know, because I used to make music videos in the States and stuff. And like, and my whole thing is about, like, it's not about vanity, right? So when you're actually working on a set, you know, it's like the less vanity approach that you take, you know, as a woman, you know, is the better. So like, basically, you know, I'm watching, you know, this girl like lifting pipe, right? Now, this, what I mean is like, you know, everybody's got to pitch in. They got to do the work. They got to go around, do some heavy lifting and stuff. So once these girls lift pipe and stuff and everything like that, and I'm like, first assistant director, I'm like, wow, you know, I mean, I'm impressed by the fact that I'm looking for people to do the work, and she's just in it, right? And from that, you know, impression, you know, I say, hey, you know, why don't you come on to the next job?
Completely.
And then she, you know, worked in the office. So now she's a production assistant in the office and everything. She's working on a commercial. She's doing all the work and everything. And I'm like, wow, this is great. Why don't you, you know, help produce this next project? Then she moved into like production management. And then all of a sudden, you know, like she's taken from me because she goes to LA and everything. She goes out to LA, and then she ends up getting a job with Gail Ann Hurd, famous music, famous film producer, right? She made a lot of films and everything else like that. Then I see this girl who I actually saw lifting pipe just like a couple of months ago, right now working on a movie quiz show.
So she's flying, she's doing really well.
She's acting in a movie with Robert Redford, right? Making more money than me. What did I do? I went out to LA and and we got to hang out and stuff. But what I'm just trying to say is all that from lifting pipe.
But this is, I completely get it.
It's not about vanity, it's about the work.
But you know, it's a ethic, a work ethic, a kind of attitude. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like, I'm not gonna do this pipe, or complaining potentially if she was, and you know, and that's not to say that people should, you know, do jobs that they shouldn't be doing, or do jobs that they're going to be underpaid for. And I don't mean that, but I think there is definitely something in the willingness to kind of to get stuck in, there's a bit of accountability, isn't there? Mm-hmm. And I feel like, you know, for me, and I'm an employer as well, it's such a big thing. And I'm quite easily pleased. So when someone is accountable and they work on their own initiative, I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. And it could just be something. There was this one day I was interviewing someone, and we were walking out together, and there was just a little bit of rubbish on the side. And she picked it up as she was walking ahead of me, and I was like, oh, I'm giving her the job, because she'd like picked it. And I know that sounds, you know, it's like it was just like, wow, because there would be that many people would just walk past it, and she picked it up, and she did, and she come to work for us, and she was amazing and worked for us for a long time. And what I'd seen that day, I saw when she worked for us for all that time. But yeah, but how do we teach that? Some of it is an innate thing.
Attitude, though. It's
attitude.
It's personal skills.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think accountability in kind of recognizing what do I need to do, and understanding when things happen, it's because we've made them happen. So if
Yeah.
we don't get a job, what is there something that I could have done?
Yeah.
Which meant that I didn't get. If I didn't get on that course, is there something that I could have done rather than going?
Yeah.
It's somebody else's fault. I
Yeah.
think that you know there's, and I know that's not it's
Oh,
not a
yeah.
simple thing, but I think if we can start to just be a bit more self-aware of
Yeah.
of what we're doing and how our actions, but look at it in a positive way. So rather than going, well, if I don't do that, it isn't going to happen. Think about
Yeah.
your, you know, the person you're talking about.
Yeah.
She probably didn't go, oh, I'm gonna end up on TV with Robert Redford if I lift this pipe up.
Yeah,
She just
exactly.
lifted the pipe up, and look at the
Exactly.
chain of events that come from it.
That's exactly what it means. It's just that you never know, but it's about your attitude in
Totally.
any given situation.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like, here I am inside the gate, and what should I do with that time? You know, should I just be on the phone with my boyfriend or my friends, or talking about how bored I am, or should I actually get stuck
Yeah.
in and do the work? Should I help wherever I can help? And then boom, lift that pipe, boom, there you go. And the deal is, it's like you just said about your involvement of seeing someone. You never know what you're doing at any given moment in time that could affect your future.
Yeah, and I think it's like a little bit of mindset, isn't it?
Exactly.
And I think, you know, some people maybe are brought up with people who've got a positive mindset, or who kind of, you know, I'm trying to. I think, again, going back to what I said before about the accessibility to kind of resources, you know, you can pick your phone up now and there's someone telling you about cold water therapy or this or this or that. That wasn't around a while ago. I cracked this bit anyway. I'm rambling.
No. Well, no.
What I would say, is one point I would just say as part of the conversation is that positive mindset is something you have to teach.
And that's what we want to do with Girls with
Absolutely.
Dreams. So that's if we bring that, and how should we lead into it?
Well, I mean, you know, the mindset. I mean, like, my partner believes in the millionaire mindset. It's like kind of like it's that self ability of you being aware about how your self worth is, and in your case about the mindset. What do you guys say?
Totally. So that again is one of the workshops. So we're going to have one called How to Have a Boss Day. And that is going to be around mindset and what is mindset, and, you know, how if you are in one type of mood, how you can alter that.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about, you know, gratitude and, you know, waking up every morning. And it's basically the hacks, the things you can do in your day
Yeah.
to kind of have a boss day. And
Yeah.
that goes right the way through to your evening time. You know, one of the practitioners that we've got involved, and it was something that I learned because every day is a school day. You know, if you're a bit stressed out and your brain's everywhere going to bed, get a pen and paper and write everything down. Just the things that are coming out. And that's a tool that will hopefully help when you go to bed. You're going to sleep better because you've got rid of all these things. There's these just dead simple things
Yeah.
that, and with Girls with Dreams, we just want to like pass on these hacks, and it might not all sink in. They might not want to pick everything up, but if they go home and go, oh, Mum, we did this in this session, or you know, should we watch a bit of YouTube, or should we follow this person that was talked about today? Then we can start to make a little bit of difference, I feel.
Yeah. No, definitely. Now, I mean, I asked you, like, you know, where could people find you? And like you said, like, well, we only just set up our website yesterday.
Yeah.
And
Literally
everything.
2 weeks, thanks to Natalie, who did the website for us, and all my
So
team.
what is it called?
So Girls with Dreams Club, www.girlswithdreamsclub.com.
Yeah.
The website, it's got an overview, a bit about our purpose. There's information on the speakers for our events and our board members. And we've got a couple of ambassadors as well, to help us just spread the word. And you can also buy tickets for the event. So the tickets are £10. And it's from 10:30 till 4:30.
And where is it at?
Blackburn House,
Okay.
25th of November.
Yeah, we said that.
So Saturday, 25th of November.
And everything. And also, too, is because this is, you know, a new venture for you, you're still looking for, like, some support. Like you said, you would like some life coaches to come
Yeah,
on
so
board, or
so you know, we would love to have, a directory of people who are in this space.
directory.
Because at the minute, we're not envisaging Girls with Dreams being a service provider or a deliverer of these services. We just want to be the conduit that brings it together. So if there are any health and wellbeing practitioners, any life coaches who specialize with young people, or who would like to do more in that space, please get involved. Likewise, any business leaders, any entrepreneurs who think that they'd like to share their journey, we'd love, the more the merrier. If we're able to run 5 of these events a month in different parts of the city, we've got the venues lined up. So anyone who wants to get involved, they can do that via the website or via our social media.
Yeah, so you're on all social medias as well, like
Yes.
Instagram and all that.
Girls with Dreams Club Girls with Dreams Club.
Yeah, and everything. So I mean, so Nicola, Nikki,
All three of you.
all 3 of you.
Which one?
It's fascinating talking to you.
Oh,
and
thanks so
everything
much.
like that. Please, if you know of young women that can use this support around us, aspirations, inspirations, and everything like that, Girls with Dreams Club is a place for them. So thank you for coming and joining me here in the studio and everything. And I've been your host, Chase Johnson Lynch, and you know what? We out of here.